So hello students, let us continue with our discussion of the module 5. So in this topic we'll discuss about the event handling and the creating, how to create a swing applet. Okay, yes. So event handling, so let us understand the theory first. Okay, an event handling mechanism used by Swing is the same as that used by the AWT. This approach is called delegation event model. So in many cases Swing uses the same events as does the AWT, and these events are packaged in java.awt.event. Okay, and events specific to Swing are stored in javax.swing.event. So here the output is this, students. Okay, so you can see in the below event add. So here what we are going to do is, in this example, so we are basically creating a button. So okay, and whenever we create a button, an event is generated. Okay, so that is what they are telling. The following program handles the event generated by a Swing push button. So here alpha and beta, these are nothing but these are the buttons. Okay, these are the buttons. Yes, and here an event example, that is nothing but our frame. Okay, and whenever you press an alpha, you get a message which is nothing but alpha is pressed, and when you press a beta, you get a message. So here in this example, basically we'll see the theory first. Okay, then we'll understand the program, then we will write the program from the scratch. Okay, we'll write the program from the scratch. It's like in the previous video I had not shown you how to create I just told you how to create a class and all. Okay, here we will create a class in front of you. Okay, and we'll paste our code in NetBeans, and we'll see how do we write the program. And in the same lines we are doing other programs also. So this is our program, students. So here we can see that okay, these are the libraries. Okay, AWT event and Swing. Okay, and event demo is our program. Okay, and event demo is our class. And here I am creating a label. JLab is a JLabel. Okay, so as our default, okay, as our default understanding, we are creating a frame first. Okay, and JFrame, it is a object. Okay, it is an object of frame. And event example, this is nothing but a name of the frame. Okay, name of the frame. So whenever the frame is displayed, you will get the message and event example. So and here I also have to set the flow layout. Okay, so whenever I set the flow layout, horizontally I will get a button. Okay, because in this program I want buttons, that is nothing but two buttons horizontally, one after another. So if I want the buttons in this fashion, one after another, okay, then that time I have to use the flow layout. Okay, that is why I am setting the flow layout. Then the size of the this thing, okay, frame, so that is nothing but 220:90. Okay, then as I already told you, when you press exit, what should happen? Okay, so here I have given exit on close. So that is nothing but set default close operation. So students, I am using the set default close operation with JFrame. Okay, so you can see JFrame, JFRM is an object of the JFrame. Okay, so that is why the set layout, set size, and set default close operation, all these are for the JFRM. Okay, that is for the frame. So that is how you need to understand. And here in this program, what I am doing is nothing but I am creating two buttons, and I am naming those buttons as alpha and beta. So if I have to create two buttons, see, buttons are nothing but once again a components. So here components are nothing but the buttons. So these are what, students? These are nothing but these are the components. So J button, J, BT and alpha is equal to new button alpha. So here the name of this button will be nothing but alpha. Okay, I'll write it here because I don't have space there inside. And here this is beta. So in that fashion I'm creating two buttons here. Okay, yes. So once that is done, okay, when you press the button, what should happen? Okay, so for that an action should be there, students. Okay, So when you see, whenever a button you press, no, that time an action should be there defined for that button. Okay, so that is what here you have given. So j button alpha dot add action listener. So what it will do, it will add the action. Okay, it will add the action for button. Okay, it will add the action for button. So in another word, when you press the button, okay, what should happen? Okay, when button pressed, okay, when button pressed, okay, what should happen? When button pressed, what should happen? So that is what we are understanding here. So here there are two buttons, I told you, one is alpha and one is beta. So when you press the alpha button, okay, it should basically set a text here. Okay, so it should basically set a text. It is nothing but, and it should come alpha was pressed, so that should come. Okay, so similarly here students, so here one thing you have to understand. Okay, so this object we are using JLAB here. Okay, so let us go back to our previous slide and let us see why these are used. So here JLAB, that is nothing but a label, students. So you can see, here, so it is a label. Okay, so that here the label should come. Okay, there's a label should come, that label should be displayed whenever you press. Okay, so that is why I am using JLAB, okay, object. So I'll just go back there. So see here, so whenever a button is pressed, okay, whenever a button is pressed, okay, that is, that label should be should come, that is alpha was pressed. So next is nothing but yes, so next is the add action listener for the beta. So here once again when you press, see, this is a standard method, action performed. So when you press that, it should come beta was pressed. Okay, jlab.set text beta was pressed, and these two buttons, that is alpha and beta, this should be added to the frame. Okay, now what is the object for the frame? Object for the frame is JFRM. So this thing will be added to the frame. Okay, and here I will get alpha and here I will get beta. Okay, and this will come in order. How? Why? Because of flow layout. Okay, because of flow layout, these buttons will come in order. The buttons will come in order. Okay, will come horizontally. Okay, will come horizontally. Yes, so once that is come, students, okay, so by default what should be there? See, when you press a button alpha or beta, it will come the message. Okay, so message will be printed here. See, if you press this, okay, if you press this, say pressed, okay, say pressed, you will get alpha was pressed. Okay, you will get a message alpha was pressed. So by default what should be there? Okay, so by default it will be like a press a button. Okay, so this is a default case, I will tell default case. We'll see the output, students, from scratch. We'll see the output. So default case is nothing but press a button, so that should be there, press a button. Okay, and here you'll have alpha and beta. Okay, and this is our output. This is how it should come. So once you do, students, so this label should be added to the frame. So by default it should be there, no? So that is why JFRM is the object of the frame. You are adding label, you are adding to the frame. Okay, so that is the understanding. Okay, that is the understanding. So once you do, you are making the visible as true. Okay, you are making the visible this thing. Okay, you are setting the visible to true. Now then other things I have already told you, students. This object is called in run method. Okay, this object is called in run method because we have to create an event. Okay, so when you do this, an event will be created. Okay, basically we are creating a thread, students. So how do you create a thread? If you have to create a thread, you have to implement the runnable method. Okay, so and this is nothing but event thread, not a main thread. Okay, and here I am calling this event demo. So and when you call this event demo, all the process of the creation of your frame and your label buttons will happen. Okay, so here they are just telling you the explanation, that is nothing about the flow layout. Okay, the java.awt package is needed because it contains a flow layout class. Okay, so here they are speaking about your library, students. Okay, if you go back here, okay, and you can see their AWT event. Okay, so that is used because you are using flow layout class, and I told you why the flow layout class. Okay, because if you have to lay the components in horizontally, okay, one after another in a frame, for that you need a flow layout class. So that is what they are telling. Okay, and one more thing is the java.aw event package is needed because it defines the action is an interface and action event class. Okay, so these two are the about the library students. So if you go to the library, okay, so yes, so this is nothing but our default library. Okay, this is our default library, and this is nothing but, yeah, this is used for flow layout. Okay, this is used for flow layout, and this is used for action listener. Okay, this is used for action listener. Yes, so that is what we need to understand about the program. Nothing special is there. Now let us just copy this program into our NetBeans and let us execute the code. Okay, yes, so I'll just minimize the I'll just come out of the slide. Okay, I'll just come out of the slide and let us execute the program. So I'll just open my NetBeans. Okay, so it is already opened here. So let me create the class now. Okay, let me create the project. So you can see there is no project now because I wanted to show you the project by default. So that is why I have not created anything here. So here I'll go to my file, then I'll go to my new project, and here Java with Maven, Java application I'm developing, and here I'll go to next, and this project name anything you can give, students. Okay, so we are giving some button example, no? So I'll just give event. Okay, event button. Okay, so this name you can give anything, doesn't matter much. Okay, then I'll do it as finish. So when I create finish, you can see here a new project is created, that is event button. So you can see with my mouse pointer. Okay, so you can also see here. Okay, I'll just write for you here, a new project is created. Okay, now new project is created. Yes, now it is time for creating the new class, students. So here for creating the new class, I have to go to source packages. Okay, go to source packages. So you can see here there is no class. Okay, so I'll go to source packages, right click, go to new Java class. Okay, and in Java class, now you should be careful, students. Now you should be very careful. Now giving this name, you should not give whatever name you want. Okay, you have to see what name. Okay, now see, I am going to demonstrate this program, that is event example. Okay, here I am going to create two buttons, and whenever I press that button, a display text should be displayed. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So here I have to see where my main class is contained. So if you see here, students, my main class is inside the, okay, it is inside the event demo class. So there is only one class, main class. Inside that the main class is there. So this should be my class name. Okay, so this should be my class name. So I'll go back to this here, and here I'll press event demo. That name should be same, students. Okay, then so you can see here file is created here, event demo.java. You can see in the mouse pointer event demo.java. Okay, so class is created. Okay, you can just see here. Okay, class is created. Okay, class is created. So I'll just do it finish, students, so that my class will be finalized. So I'll just go here and I'll go finish. Okay, so you can see here this is my class. Okay, so here this is the class. Okay, you can see here. Okay, the class is created. Class is created. Now it is the time to fill the data to class. Okay, now here copy the elements from PPT. Okay, copy from PPT. Copy the code from PPT, or type yourself. Okay, type yourself. So it's left to you. Okay, so if you type, it will be better because you'll get more practice. Okay, so I'll just go here. Okay, and I'll go to this code, and yes, event demo. So inside this, whatever is there, I need to copy, students. I'll just copy the entire code. So remember this this code is there for, basically it is spread over 2-3 slides, so I need to copy the entire thing, so for the output to come. So I'll just copy this. Okay, so then I have to go to the once again to the PPT. I will go to this particular thing. Okay, see, 2 / means what, students? Basically it is nothing but it is a comment, okay, which it will be ignored by the compiler. So I'll just copy this. So even main is not over, students, remember. Okay, so the entire code is not over. Yes, so I will copy this much thing. So this last thing I can ignore, students, because already I have put it inside one class. So last the thing, okay, that is of class. Okay, so but if you put, then you have to delete this one because it will be excess. Okay, so you can have seen this is yellow, that means what, students? The class is over here. Okay, so this is an extra thing, so which I have to delete. So but so I can see here there are lot of errors. So why that error? Because I have not included, students, I have not included the libraries which is required. So you can see here for flow layout, for frames, for JFrame you need a swing library. Okay, then for flow layout you also have the AWT libraries. Okay, so all these things I need to add so that this will be enabled. Okay, I mean it has to come to know, right, what is your this thing. Okay, so how it will come to know? Through library. So I need to give the access to the library. So for that I need to copy the library code also. Okay, so I'll just copy these three things, okay, which are required. So we have just now we have already discussed why these three things are required. I already told you why these three things are required. So I'll just go here and I'll just copy this code. Okay, so as soon as I copied this, you can see all the errors are gone. Okay, all the errors are gone. Now I told you, so this was the step, students. Till here I had already in the previous program, so till here already the things were done. Okay, so that is why I had not shown, I had not shown you these things, correct? No, so here I have done everything from the scratch. So now let me take you to the build thing. Okay, so I will build. So if any error is there, it will show the error, otherwise that error will not be there. Okay, so you can see here it is build success. Okay, build success message is there. Okay, that means everything is correct. Now let us go to the run. So this particular triangle, forward triangle, facing triangle will tell you the run. So which main class? So students, I told you this main class. Now it knows which main class. So that is because I have built it. Okay, then I will run it. So when I run this, okay, you can see the output. Okay, so this is the output, students. So can you see here? Okay, let me see here, show you this. This is what, this is the output. Okay, and event example, this is the output. So I'll just make it big. Okay, I'll just make it big. Okay, so that you can read everything properly. So can you see, students, this is my button. Okay, so I can just bring it little bit. I can just maximize it this way only. Okay, so see, by default you can see a message. So this is the default message. Okay, because I had given there, okay, default message. Okay, and here an event example. What is this? That is nothing but a frame name. Okay, frame name, frame message, or frame name, anything. And here I have alpha and I have beta. What are this alpha and beta? These are the buttons. Okay, so buttons are arranged one over after another. That is because of flow layout. Okay, so this is because of flow layout class. Okay, flow layout, one after another they are arranged. Okay, so that is because of the existence of flow layout. Now let me show you this thing. So if I have to close this, how will I close, students? I need to press this cross, which I will not do now because I need to show you, right, the actions. Whenever I press the button, what should happen? So I'll just go here and I'll just press alpha. So when I press alpha, see, you are getting a message. So alpha was pressed. Okay, so here I pressed alpha when alpha was pressed. Okay, when alpha button was pressed, because in the action, what did I tell? In the action I told it as when you press alpha, when you press alpha button, the message alpha was pressed, it should come. So that is why output will come. Okay, so this was the output. So now it's the time to press the beta. Okay, now I'll press the beta. I'll go to this mode and beta. So when I press beta, so what will happen? So when beta button was pressed, output. So output when beta button was pressed, because in the action, what did you tell? Okay, in the action you have told that when you press alpha, the message should come alpha was pressed. By beta was pressed, and by default enter a message. Okay, by default what should come, students? Okay, so here you can see here by default it should come press a button. Okay, by default it should come press a button. Okay, so say, students, now I want to do some changes. Okay, now I want to say do some changes. Let me change this as alpha button. Okay, so just for your understanding, okay, alpha button, now I will do it as beta button. Okay, and let me give alpha. So I'll give instead of hello alpha, just to make, I'll just make some changes and okay, hello alpha, so that you'll understand what I exactly am doing. And here I am doing hello beta. Okay, hello beta. Okay, yes. So next, yeah, by default press a button. Okay, press a button. Here I will not change anything. I can change. Okay, press me. Okay, press any of the button. Okay, any of the button above. I'll do like that. See now what are the changes. Let me see. Okay, now this is our previous example. So I'll just close this and I'll re-execute it. I need to rebuild it. That's better if I'm making any changes. Okay, if I'm not making changes, then you'll see. Okay, can you see here alpha button and beta button? So it is coming in different lines here. Why? Because I don't have space here. Okay, so when if I give a space, it will come in the same button. Okay, so you can see here, press any of the I've made changes. No, okay, so this is what, so this is the default message. Okay, default message, because I had changed the default message to press any of the button above. So when I press the alpha button, what will happen? Okay, so it will give hello alpha. Okay, so hello alpha. So when alpha pressed, when alpha pressed, okay, pressed. So see, in front of you only I have made the changes in the program I have shown. Similarly, students, when you press beta, what should come? It should come hello beta. Okay, so this is changes you can see. So hello alpha, hello beta, these changes I can do. Okay, then I'll close this. So this is nothing but you have finished the program. So this is how you execute the program, students. Okay, any programs. In last video also I had shown you the program. So that way you can execute. Okay, that program also same thing you have to do. Whatever I have done for this particular program, same thing you have to do. What you have to be careful is nothing but you have to build it faster. Okay, so that is using this hammer button, whatever you can show here. See, whatever I'm pointing now, hammer kind of button. So that build then run. Okay, so that is forward button. So you should be careful. Sometimes students, whatever you write in PPT, you cannot copy it directly. It will give error. So if such thing is there, you have to type the text, everything. Okay. So that you need to be a little bit careful. Okay. And another thing you have to careful is nothing but this class name, students. You can see here event demo. Inside this only, see this class. If you see yellow means what? Where this opens, and this yellow means where it closes. So we can see this main is inside that. Okay, main is inside that class. Okay, which is nothing but event demo. So whenever I am creating a class, you can see here event demo.java. Okay, that should match. Okay, so that is one more thing you have to be very careful. So these names, okay, so these names should match, okay, because main function, and you know that main function is the function from where the execution starts, because main function is inside this class. Okay, inside this class. So that is what you need to be very, very careful, students. Okay, and why do I am using flow layout? Because I want buttons to be arranged horizontally. Buttons to be arranged horizontally, one after another. Okay, horizontally, one after another. Yes. So this is my program, students, on events. Okay, this is my program on events. Now let me take you to the next concept, which is nothing but applet. Okay, and once again we cannot execute that applet program, because for applet that was depreciated. Depreciated means it is an old concept and it is depreciated in your Java 8 itself, and right now my JDK version is Java 16. Okay, so if you want to check, how do you check, students, which is your JDK version? Okay, see, now I told you, okay, applet doesn't run in the JDK version after 8. Okay, so we have to check now which is our JDK version. So for that you have to do Java/version. Okay, in second module I have shown you, but for your revision, so I can see here it is nothing but 16. So you can see it's 16 version. So applet will not run, but anyway we'll learn the concept one. It's okay, we'll learn the concept. So that is the thing. So first one was nothing but we can see is event handling. So program we have already seen. So next is nothing but the applet code. Okay, applet code. So our next concept is nothing but creating a Swing applet. Okay, it is nothing but creating a Swing applet. The second type of program that commonly uses Swing is applet. So Swing based applets are similar to AWT based applets. Okay, so students, I told you in a just AWT also concept also you can create an applet. but here also in Swing also you can create an applet. Okay, but there is one difference in the Swing. Okay, so here the Swing applet will extend the J applet, okay, rather than applet. So that means what, AWT will extend simply applet, but your Swing will extend the J applet. And remember that J applet is derived from applet. Okay, thus J applet includes all of the functionality found in applet and adds support for the Swing. Okay, so that is the thing. So finally I'm telling J applet is much better than the applet. So J applet is a top level Swing container, okay, which means that it is not derived from J component, because J applet is a top level container. So I told you students, these top level containers are not derived from J components. See, now your buttons, all these are the components which are derived from J component, but your J applet is not, since even if it is a J also, it is not derived from the J component, okay, because it is a top level container. And always we have studied that top level containers are not the part of the J component. And that thing we have already seen, students. Okay, that thing we have already seen. Okay, where do we see? When I was discussing the hierarchy, I have already shown you that. Okay, yes. Okay, so that's what they're telling. So because J applet is a top level container, it includes the various panes. This means that all components are added to J applet's content pane. Okay, so since it's a top level container, what do we add? So in the top level container we can add the other containers. Okay, so we add other containers and components. Okay, we add other containers and components, or J components, you can tell it anyway. Okay, so these are so they are comparing this applet in the same way as that components are added to J frame's content pane. So where did we go? So in till now we studied this J frame, correct? Now students, so applet also same way. So applet also will create a window for you. Inside that you can add the things like other buttons or anything you can add. Okay, say if this is an applet, this is an applet window. Okay, this is an applet window. To this applet window you can add what button? Okay, you can add buttons, okay, or labels you can add, or you can add some other low level, okay, not low level, you can tell. See, if it is a top level, other containers, okay, other small level containers, okay, other inner level containers we can tell, okay, other inner level containers. Okay, it can add anything, okay, anything we can add, many things we can add. So that is the concept. Okay, that is a concept. Yes, so we'll just continue. So let us understand the concept behind applet. Okay, let us understand the working of applet. So Swing applets use the same 4 cycle method. So init. So students, whenever you study about applet, now you need to know these 4 methods. That is init, okay, start, stop, and destroy. So I have told you students, whenever we discussed about the Swing, okay, that is the normal Swing. So that time we had the main function, okay, from where the program will start working. Okay, but here it is not like that. In applet the program will start from init method. Okay, so here you can tell the program execution will start here. So program execution will start from here. Okay, will start here, from here. Okay, so here so here after that the start comes, students, where your other logic will start. Okay, where the logic will start. Okay, then stop means end. Okay, end. So when destroy means once object's work is over. When object's work is over, at end it's destroyed. Okay, it's destroyed. So that's what in this thing. Okay, so between these students you have something called as a paint method. So paint method is nothing but it will update. Okay, it will write or update. Okay, update things in a applet. Okay, so it can be a label, example. Okay, it can be a label or anything. Okay, it can be a label, okay, or anything. Okay, some other message. Okay, some message or something. The message is nothing but a label. Okay, those things are same. So or it can be a button also. Okay, other components I'll tell. Okay, other components. in applet. Okay, so that is the things, students. Okay, so that's what they are telling. Okay, these use the same 4 cycle methods, that is init, start, stop and destroy. Okay, and these need to override only those methods that are needed by the applet. Painting is accomplished differently in Swing than it is in AWT, and a Swing applet will normally override the paint method. Okay, so that is what you need to understand. In default it will not, but here it will override. So all interaction with components in a Swing applet must take place on a event dispatching thread. Okay, this thread issue applies to all Swing programs. Okay, so that is what you need to understand. So let us see this. Once we understand the theory, let us see how this program exactly. So you can see now this is a Swing based applet. Okay, so here also once again it's the same program, I guess, where button. So here you can see, students. Okay, so this is these are nothing but the libraries. Okay, these are the libraries, and here this will specify the, okay, this HTML code. Okay, this HTML code specifies the window, applet windows, width, height and name. Okay, width, height and name. Okay, name or message. Okay, when window is displayed. Okay, when window is displayed. Okay, then after that, yes, so that is the thing, students. I'll just take it off. So next, after that, you have the button. See, I'm doing the same thing, students, like in the event, normal event one I have shown you, previous program. Here also same thing. So here also button, J button alpha is for alpha. Okay, that's object of alpha. This is a beta, J button for object of beta. So you can tell here object of alpha. Okay, and the J button beta is nothing but the object of beta. Okay, so this JLab is for default label. Okay, so that is nothing but a default label. So init is where the program execution starts. Okay, program execution starts, like in main execution starts in applet. Okay, in applet. So here also, students, I told you we have to implement this runnable method. Okay, so here the thread creation happens here. Okay, event thread creation happens. Okay, so it will call make GUI. So this will initialize the GUI, students. Okay, so if some problem is there, then exception will be there. Okay, so this is in try catch block. So if this can't create, means exception will be there. Okay, because of some problem. So let us go to the make GUI function now. Okay, let us go to the make GUI function. So this logic is exactly the same, students. Okay, this is exactly the same as our previous program. Okay, so here the layout is there, flow layout, so used for horizontal display of buttons. Okay, this is used for horizontal display, okay, of buttons. So that is used for the horizontal display of buttons. Then after that I will make two button. Okay, two buttons alpha and two buttons. Okay, two buttons alpha and beta are created. This logic is same, students. Okay, nothing else. So here action for alpha button. Okay, action for alpha, so which is nothing but a message. Okay, message. Okay, so when pressed, okay, when alpha is pressed, you can give like that, when alpha button is pressed, okay, when alpha button is pressed, message is displayed. Okay, message is displayed. Here it is nothing but when beta is pressed. Okay, when beta button is pressed, okay, message is displayed. When beta button is pressed, message is displayed. Wait, when beta pressed. Okay, when beta pressed. Okay, It's the same thing, students, nothing very special there. Okay, so for that, once again we have action listener. Okay, so whenever you press a button, what should happen? Okay, so J button will create a button object. Once again, see, these things are same in previous cases also. So create a button object here. Okay, create a button object. Yes. So nothing very special. After that, what do we do is nothing but we add it to the frame. Okay, so add the buttons to the frame. Okay, so to the content pane. So that's what, add buttons. Okay, add buttons. Buttons. So this is a default message. Default message before pressing any button. Before pressing any button. So here I told you so in so much detail because we cannot execute this program. Why I cannot execute this program, students? Because applet code is depreciated in the Java 8. Okay, and we are in 16 now. So it's the same output, students, but here it is nothing but applet viewer. So can you see applet viewer and message? Whatever message you give in the beginning will come. Use the applet. Here you have created two buttons, alpha and beta. So when you press alpha, alpha will come. Okay, so this is how your applet code will come. Okay, this is nothing but applet window. Okay, applet window output. Okay, output applet window. So this is output when alpha pressed and alpha pressed. Okay, so we have to be very specific, otherwise later on it will be a confusion, students. Okay, so remember about that. You have to be very careful about that. Okay, so that's all I guess we have in this video. Okay, thank you, students.